Hello, and welcome to another episode of PlayStation Unchained. This is Chille, and I have changed my voice to sound more like Garri because he's awesome. How's everybody doing today? I'm okay myself. I'm okay. I'm playing some Final Fantasy 14 for Extra Life and stuff. I'm here joined by Chris. Chris, how are you?
I am here and I am well. How are you?
I'm good. You know,
you sound great, Chille. I love what you've done with your voice. Much more manly and masculine.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been watching some Doctor Who, and I got a lot of pointers from there. It's my favorite show of all time. I'm also joined by Garri. Garri, how are you?
Hello. How are you doing today?
Oh, man. As you heard, Garri is trying to be more like Ben, and it's not working very well. No, that was Ben. I'm Garri. I am taking over host duty because Ben is tired because he's been playing video games for over 24 hours because he's a psychopath. And how was that, Ben?
It was fun. I joined She Heals. First I joined Phoenix Down Radio for about 2.5 hours, where we did we leveled up in Eureka on Fantasy 14. Then after that, I ended up joining She Heals I Tank at twitch.tv. She Heals I Tank for about I think 8 hours doing Palace of the Dead. We got to floor 90, and then after that, I ended up doing maps with Maelstrom Radio at twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio, in which we started at I think 1 a.m. and finished at 6 a.m. And then from there we did some Jackbox games, which the people that were watching the stream, if they were still awake, could join in. So
very nice.
And then
Damn, dude.
I finished at 4 p.m. my time, about 3:30 p.m. my time, because although it'd been more than 24 hours because of the American going back an hour, they had to do 25 hours, so I kept up with them for 25 hours.
Wow.
So yeah, there was also we've raised quite a decent amount of money. Well, they raised quite a decent amount of money. I was just there, so yeah, that was fun. Now I'm tired. I've slept an hour and a half.
Ben, you know, I hear you talking about this, and I realize our generation is we have our own things like, oh yeah, back in my day I used to be able to do that, and back in my day I used to be able to sit 24, 48 hours right in front of that screen, never fucking move. My PlayStation stayed on all night, and I don't have the energy to do that anymore. As I got on, I'm like, damn, Ben, that's impressive.
And then I thought, you know what, I'll have an hour and a half rest. Let's do podcasts! Woo!
The madman.
Kill me. That's the only reason why, sadly, there won't be an anime cast this week, just because I tried to get it up Sunday, and there's no way I can record the anime podcast, and edit the anime podcast and get it live same day. There's no way. So
I think there is a way, Ben.
Where's the way?
It's gonna cost you a part of your soul.
Look, I'm not Alucard.
And madness.
Look, I'm not Alucard.
And some madness. You're not Alucard.
I'm not Alucard.
But speaking of it, you guys also did it for Extra Life, right?
Yes, we did.
Which is a great charity.
Yeah.
Donate to that. How much did you guys raise?
I think as Phoenix Sound Radio, I think raised up to $900 so far. Maelstrom Radio is up to $1,500, and She Heals I Tanks at around $550. We've also got Musecast XIV, who's part of our content creators group, as long with the Crucible, and we also have A Stage Reborn, which is a Fantasy 14 stream that actually does real life plays in the video game.
Very nice.
They're working on doing Shakespeare next year, if I'm rightly, in Fantasy 14. As a group, so far this year, we've raised $3,442.
Wow. Like throughout the year, or just for this?
Yeah, throughout the year.
Right. That's really good, man. Yeah. Good for you guys. Congratulations. Round of applause.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you. She Heals I Tank will be streaming again Monday because RV and Pete got a bit too tired to do the 24 hours, which is, understandable. So they'll be doing 6 hours on Monday. And then Musecast XIV will be doing some more sometime later this month to catch up with that. They like to split their 24 hours over the month, though. They're not like me, where it's just like, I'm going to do 24 hours, and not only that, but I'm going to be doing 24 hours while also having 3 different Twitch streams at the same time, and 3 different Twitch chats, and also play Final Fantasy 14 while also being on the streams.
That's awesome.
See, I can barely multitask at work, and you're doing it for fun? Fuck.
You used the word fun very loosely.
Oh, don't lie. You know if it wasn't great, we wouldn't be doing it. Well, you wouldn't be doing it.
Hashtag for the kids.
He would be doing it.
If you do listen to some of them, there was some really funny things. It definitely got a bit lewd a lot of the time.
Sounds like our podcast breaking down all the time. But yes, I am taking over host duties today because Ben obviously is very tired. He's going to need his sleep eventually. If he does that, we don't know for sure.
It's not been confirmed if it exists.
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed. But yes, let us move on to some news then, shall we? Yes?
Indeed.
Alrighty. So, PlayStation announced this week a line of, well, I guess, collectible furniture, if you want to call it, inspired by PlayStation. It is available at Pottery Barn Teen. It's their teen section, I guess, because video games aren't for adults. But they have some big physical stuff. They also revamped their actual PlayStation gear from their official website as well, which comes with various new t-shirts and cufflinks, backpacks, cups, lights. There's a crap ton of stuff. You can go and check it out at PlayStation.com and just go to their gear section there. Lots of keychains, things like that. A lot of good stuff. I do feel a lot of it is pricey, but a lot of it is cool. I'm looking right now at this awesome keychain of a mini PS2. It's just this tiny little keychain of a PS2, and I want it because it looks adorable.
I want the inflatable chair that looks like the PS4 controller.
Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff, but the big stuff
here don't seem too bad for some of it though. Like they've got these little mini lights, and they were £11.99, but now £5.99. And even wireless controllable chairs, it's got a tenner off it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know if I'm paying more than say $3 for a keychain, I think it's too much. Unless it's metal, only metal, but that's just me. But yes, the physical stuff is only available, I believe, in the US, not in the UK, because I don't know if Pottery Barn exists in the UK. Does it?
I've never heard of it. So, well, I've heard of it from like TV shows, but not seen.
It can ship to the UK if you want it to. So anything you buy, they will ship to the UK. But some of the stuff is not anything any of us will probably want to buy and or afford.
Are you kidding? That PlayStation Shapes light is something I've wanted for fucking ever. Well, I think that's totally worth like the 30 or 40 pounds for it. after shipping, that's totally worth it.
I'm looking at the key-rings, and they're mostly metal for us. Like the PS1 metal console keyring metal, £6.99. It's expensive for a keyring, but
dude, they got a backpack shaped like the PS1, and they have a PlayStation scarf, like a big logo knitted scarf.
No, that stuff is. I'm talking about the Pottery Barn stuff, which is ranging from $300.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, so they have like a gaming media console inspired by PlayStation. So it's pretty much like a desk and a shelf and all that. It's got like the triangle OX square carved into it. It actually looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's $1,099. It's crazy price. There's a inflatable there's a beanbag chair that has the PlayStation logo on it. Outside of that, and it's got the PlayStation logo and the triangle XL square like stitched into it. Looks really cool too. That's about $250 for that beanbag.
Ooh, that's expensive.
It's very expensive.
It better be filled with golden beads.
I'll take expensive beans.
There's a icon wall light, so it's just a giant wall light of the the triangle OX square that just lights up. That's $200. So I don't know if you want to spend that money on that. But the most interesting one is the cubbies, where they're pretty much hanging shelves where you can put your games into, and also hang your coat or something off of it. Yeah. In the picture, apparently Pottery Barn is still stuck in the PS2 age because they have a bunch of PS2 games on there.
Well, I think it's just what they've done with this, because there's like PS2s, PS1s being shown at ours. I think it's just like a retro look. Unless you actually, what if you get those PS2 games with you?
I don't want them because I don't think some of them are really, well, they're pretty much all sports games except for Primal.
Well, that's fine then. That's of course they're going to give it then.
Oh, and Mark of Cree, I see more of the monsters. I'll take it. Never mind, I'll take it. Well, they hold about 8 games each. So if you're a true gamer, you obviously have more than that. So, or a hardcore gamer, I should say. But yeah, a bunch of PlayStation Gear stuff has launched.
Even if I'm sorry, but even if you're not a hardcore gamer, your chances are you can have more than 8 games.
Yeah.
In fact, nowadays, the hardcore gamer probably won't actually fill that up just because a lot of they'll have like digital. Just fill that shelf with codes.
In the future, where currency is determined by the size of your Steam library.
But yeah, they're gearing up for Christmas, so there's a lot of ugly PlayStation Christmas sweaters you can get.
Beautiful.
I mean, I think those are great gifts, so get them as gifts.
I'm still browsing through the PlayStation Gear site, and I just found coasters that are shaped like the old PS1 jewel cases. With the old games, Resident Evil 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Dino Crisis 2. I'm in heaven.
Those in my local they used to sell those in my local game like last year.
I've never seen those before. This is the first time I've even seen these. So this is.
They also have a heat-changing mug.
Yes,
which is really cool. And like as you pour hot beverages in it, it creates like the PS2 or PS1 covers of games that just go around it, which is really cool.
I love it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff they launched. I kind of knew they're rebranding the store for a while because it went offline for a little bit. But yeah,
Control My Heart mug. I like that.
They even have the coasters. They even have the Japanese box art for the coaster. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah! I just found a square-shaped PlayStation console mug, and I love collecting coffee mugs. I've kind of got a problem. And that original PlayStation controller mug where the handle is the PlayStation 1 controller, I just instantly want both of those. Like, oh my god, dude. Why did you show this to me today? God damn it.
I found a flaw with this website, though.
And that is?
It's like, I've got mugs open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, look at these mugs. Look at these mugs. Look at these mugs. Look at, key rings. Key rings. Mugs, again, for some reason.
Looks like they need to refine their product categories.
They even have a DualShock 3 wireless controller stress reliever.
Oh my.
So when you're playing Dark Souls, you can really go to town on that thing.
Oh my god, they've got board games.
Amazing. Wait, they have board games?
Yeah.
I know they're working on a Horizon board game. Where do you see that? Oh
no, if I click board games, it takes me back to mugs.
It took me to PlayStation playing cards.
Oh yeah, there's some PlayStation playing cards, but also mugs.
I think you got mugs on permanently.
It's showing me board games, but they're not PlayStation ones. I got a Dragon Ball Z Monopoly I can buy. I got a Rick and Morty board game.
A Rick and Morty board game. Yes, I want it.
Monopoly, Call of Duty playing cards.
And Morty, is the Rick and Morty board game Monopoly? And
yes, it is.
Don't pass go. Don't collect 200.
There's a Fortnite board game. There's a Fallout Nuka-Cola Checkers.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I know the Dragon Ball Z Monopoly is kind of hard to find now, so it's nice that you can get it here.
You want to know something weird?
Always.
They're making a Scarborough Monopoly game.
That's the greatest thing ever.
As long as you're board piece, Chille, that's all I ask for. You need to be a board piece.
It's probably going to be like
that Pascal don't get turned into wolf.
Arkham Horror. That's how Arkham Horror Monopoly version.
Oh my! Roll 2, you die. Go. You lost your sanity. Go to the insane asylum for 8 turns. Meanwhile, Shea Gorath only comes out Shub Niggurath comes out after 6 turns.
You posted a meme. Go to jail.
Good stuff. Alrighty. Shall we move on then?
Yeah. Sure.
Anything else anybody wants to say on the PlayStation Gear?
I want those keyrings and also one of those mugs.
It's a great time to shop that store. There's a lot of good gifts in there.
I have a mug collecting problem, as I stated, and you're not helping me any. Damn you.
Did you see the one that has a PlayStation controller as the handle?
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. It's a PS1 controller. It's like, yes, dude. Hell yes.
I don't know if I like that or I like the square one the most.
I love both of them. I plan on getting them both now because I am a consumer whore.
Wow. Alrighty, moving on then. Sony showed off the first trailer to Medieval remake or remaster. I'm still not sure what it is. I think they're calling it a remake. I think it's a remake.
Well, yeah, they can't remaster a PS1 game, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got the first gameplay trailer, which they said they're going to show off on Halloween a couple weeks ago through the PlayStation Blogcast, their official podcast that the PlayStation Blog does. But yeah, they showed off the trailer. It looks very, very, very similar to the original game with updated graphics. I don't know what you guys think of it.
So it is a remaster, then.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they're calling it a remake, but to me, it looks like a remaster.
I'm really disappointed in the graphics.
That's an interesting thing, man, because I really want to know why. Like, what exactly were you expecting graphically from
I was expecting a lot more than that. It doesn't look that great. It looks like something that should be like mid-gen PS3, in my opinion.
But don't you feel like they're keeping the art style the same by doing that.
I guess, but at the same time, I kind of wish... I mean, it's a remake. It's not like... Remakes can't have, like, you know, different style graphics, as long as the base game's the same, you know?
Yeah.
I remember the Medieval graphics, and for its time, yeah, it looked good, but that game has not aged well going back and looking at it. So I kind of agree with what you're saying, Garri, is that if they're going to do a remaster, they're trying to do a direct approach to keep the spirit of the old graphics instead of using a more fitting art style for the cartoonishness of the game and remastering it to look like that.
I would have loved to see it like cell shaded.
Yeah, something like that, because I agree with that on the graphics. They just don't. It's a miss for me.
From what I saw, it just looks like plain textures.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of watching the trailer now. They said it's made from the ground up.
Yeah.
So it's essentially they remade the entire game. But it's weird because we talked about it in Slack. A lot of people are concerned that the combat is extremely dated, obviously because it came out on the PS1. But it seems like they've kept that same combat here. Like they didn't improve it in any way, and it looks that way from the trailer. As you know, the camera angles are all the same. It's essentially like they're calling it to me, this is a remaster. Like everything about it just looks like a remaster because it looks like it plays exactly the same, just with better graphics.
Yeah, the graphics are better. So I mean, honestly, I don't know if this is a game for new fans in that regard. I mean, I don't think new fans will enjoy it as much because of the dated gameplay. So.
And even old fans, I don't know. How much
old fans, I'm sure, will love it.
I loved it. I'm an old fan of Medieval, but I don't know. Number 2 had better combat, so I wish I'd remastered number 1 with like at least number 2.
Yeah, I mean, there were rumors that this was going to be the first and second game remade, but it seems like it's just the first game, at least from this trailer. But yeah, no, like I said before,
fix that frame rate. There's no excuse to have shitty graphics and also a shitty frame rate.
But Ben, it's in stunning 4K, although it really doesn't even need to be, because they're not doing graphically intensive stuff enough.
Well, I can also go, look at me, look at my new Pong game, it's in stunning 8K. But it's just Pong.
God damn it.
But yeah,
now you
we
can
don't
see
know
each individual like section of the paddle in 8K in gradient graphics.
Put on these glasses, you can see the controller in stunning 4K in your hands.
But yeah, we don't know who the developer is. We know Sony is the publisher. I don't know if they're making it in-house or if they licensed it to a third party to remake the game. It's not Bluepoint. We know that. The video footage we saw from the trailer was captured from the PS4 Pro. So what we were looking at was PS4 Pro gameplay footage.
Wow.
It says it at the end of the trailer. That's how I know, because I just watched it.
Somebody's lying. Somewhere, somebody's lying.
Or they just do it. Oh, wow. Or they're not lying.
I don't mean to talk shit on it. I really don't, because it is a beloved PS1 franchise. Obviously enough to get a remake, but it's one of those things you just have to remember, like with the PS1 Classic coming out. Your nostalgic glasses, your nostalgic glasses are thicker than you probably realize. So if you hop back in and you're like, the game kind of sucks, like, don't be surprised. Play it because you truly love the franchise. If you can't get into it, it's okay. It seems to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, I agree with Garri. Medieval isn't one of my favorite PS Classic franchises, but like one of our other authors on the site, Laddie, she fucking loves Medieval, and I hope that she enjoys this remake because I don't know. Like I said, it's for the nostalgia fans.
Yeah, and like I said before, I'm happy that fans of Medieval are getting this. I am, because I know how it feels when I want a remaster or a remake of something and I don't get it.
Like
and
Wild Arms.
that had a remake on the PS2.
It was actually pretty good, wasn't it?
It was.
Final Fantasy VII.
and I do want it to be remade again, but that's just me.
Well, we're getting the Final Fantasy VII remake here too, and
no, we're not.
Thank you for making my point, Garri.
Hey, we might get it when the PS5 comes out, maybe.
Hooray!
Bold prediction. I made it. I'm calling it is going to be a launch title for the PS5.
No, it's not going to be a launch title. Maybe mid-gen.
I'm saying it's going to be a launch title. I firmly believe that game is way further along than they're letting people to believe it is.
I don't know. It's Nomaru in charge of it.
Taking all bets. PS5 era launch title or PS4 era send-off?
If that game is the launch title, it's going to be the biggest killer app launch title of any console ever.
Ooh, might even beat out the Game Boy Tetris.
Oh,
there you go.
No,
it'll beat out the Switch's killer app of Zelda easily.
Yeah. It'll do that, but Tetris is you could never beat that.
I think it still holds that title, doesn't it?
The thing is though, Tetris is like a puzzle game, so you could be like 4 and enjoy it, or 70 and still enjoy it.
Well, no. Final Fantasy VII is going to be a puzzle game too, because the entire time you're going to be sitting there. Why? Why did they do this? How did they remake it like this? Oh my God! Why did they change this?
But still, 7 will have its like own sort of age group and focused group, while Tetris is Tetris.
Oh yeah. Timeless classic, greatest puzzle game ever.
But yeah, well, back to Medieval really quickly. I do feel like Sony has much better franchises that deserve this more than Medieval. I think they could have included Medieval. Oh
yes.
God. It's not owned by Sony. I think they easily could have kept Medieval as a PS1 classic on that PS1 classic system that they're releasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people would have been happy with that. But in my opinion, like I said...
Once we get the PSP Classic, it'll come on that.
What?
The PSP Classic will get Medieval.
Oh my God. Or you can just download it right now and play it on your Vita.
Nobody speaks Vita anymore.
Oh my God. But yes, no, I feel Siphon Filter deserved it more. I feel freaking Twisted Metal deserved it more. Go and remake the first Twisted Metal. I don't care.
G-Police deserved it more.
G-Police, Colony Wars, for freak's sake. Colony Wars was awesome.
Point
but
Blank, just because I love that game. And I'm so sad that there's a new Point Blank in America and I want to play it.
No official release date, just 2019. So we don't know when in 2019 this is coming or how far along it is. You think they're going to release this next year of Halloween?
Yeah.
That's insane.
How much have we actually seen of it so far? This trailer?
From what it looked like a pretty good finished product to me.
Really?
I'm sorry, but if this game is going to take them that long to make, something is wrong.
It's probably given it to a random developer and give them like, oh, here's 50 quid and some fish and chips. Go make it.
Damn, dude.
I can't feasibly believe this is going to come out next year for Halloween. I can't.
I wish I could be bought that. I can be bought that easily. I can be bought even cheaper.
Yeah, Halloween would be great because they'd be like, oh, here's a spooky remaster for your Halloweens.
They should release it around Valentine's Day just to fuck with everybody.
That'd be good too as well. Valentine's Day or Halloween.
I'm calling March or June. That's what I'm calling.
It'll eat up the Days Gone sales.
Okay, I think nobody cares about that game at this point.
True, Medieval has a bigger player base than Days Gone.
No, let's face it. Sony has never delayed a game because other games were coming out because they're very confident in their game. The fact that they delayed this one because of all the games coming out in February should tell you that they don't have as much faith in this.
You know how bad that big juggernaut Anthem is going to be.
I think it's going to be bigger than you think, man.
Oh yeah, I'm going to buy it day one, but I actually forgotten all the other games that were going to come out that day.
There's too many for me to even think about right now.
There's not even that many now, is there? I think most of them have been delayed.
No, everything's still set for February.
I swear there's like...
January, February, and March are the 3 big months now. That's like October, November, December now.
Oh, thank God there's no games I want. The game I want that comes out next year hasn't even been announced yet.
The expansion pack to Final Fantasy XIV?
Yes.
That's not a game. It's an expansion pack.
It hasn't even been announced, but it's the only one I want.
Oh, God.
Remember,
all right,
keep an eye on PSU around 20 to 6 on November 16th, because I'm going to tell you now that's when the news for the expansion will drop.
What if they don't announce an expansion? What if they just announce they're putting Final Fantasy 11, the entire Final Fantasy 11 game into 14?
I would. You
just broke him.
Dead in a corner.
There's not enough clean pants in the world. Kleenex would have to rebrand their tissues back to man size again.
What would you take, Ben? This is a good question for me to ask you. What would you take? That, like the entirety of Final Fantasy XI to date, like what it is right now, released as Final Fantasy, like as a big thing in Final Fantasy 14 that you can play,
like a big prequel expansion?
Or would you rather? But you won't get any new updates for the game for like 2 years. Or would you rather take what they're doing now?
I would do that because there's so much content in the game that you could probably fill up 2 years.
Interesting.
The game's been around for what, 14 years?
It's been around for a long time.
And it's still been.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it still gets content updates.
Jeez.
So yeah, just got another major content update last month. So
I wish I had started 14 years ago and stuck it out. Damn.
No, 11. We're talking about 14 started. 14 started 5.5 years ago. Unless you count 1.0, then it's more like 7, I think. But 1.0 didn't last long because it was rubbish.
Yeah,
I mean, there was more polygons in the flower plants than most games put in the main characters. I'm not joking. I think it was something stupid like 2 million polygons per flower. It was stupid.
Way over polygon budget on that.
Just on the flower plants in the cities. It was like something stupid. I don't remember if that's the number, but it was just something like stupid. There's more, and yeah, but there is a Final Fantasy 11 Fan Fest in December.
Indeed, there is.
Huzzah!
Which I'm hearing is probably going to be the mobile game because they're planning to port all of 11 to mobile. So,
well, alrighty, let's move on then. We'll do this one really quickly. War Thunder, the free-to-play tank game. Is that it? Tank planes, everything is in there.
It's an airplane game, really, more than anything. But there's also tanks.
They added tanks to it. Yeah,
I think there's naval combat as well, isn't there?
Oh, did they add that? I haven't followed this game very much, so I know our old news editor Mike Harridan's played it a lot. He loved that game. But yeah, much like a company before it, in the name of Epic, accidentally activated crossplay between PlayStation, Xbox, and PC for the game. It took them about a week to realize this before they shut it down. Yes, unfortunately. So for about a week, people got to play with Xbox One and PC players and PS4 players. All got to play together. They stopped it because they issued a statement to us saying that they are officially waiting word for when their game will be allowed to have crossplay. For those who don't know, Fortnite was given the okay for crossplay. It's in beta right now, so I don't exactly know how to get into that beta, but
download it.
Also it's available for everybody.
Yeah.
Just get on your knees and start downloading it.
Oh my god. Okay, so right now, Fortnite players can play with Xbox and PC players, and I believe Switch as well, right?
Yeah, Android and iPhone.
I thought the Android and iPhone version wasn't out yet.
Yeah, it's out.
Is it officially out, or is that one still
beta?
Okay.
But
well, that game is always going to be.
Everyone's been included. So
Fortnite is never going to get out of beta. It's always going to be in beta.
But
just like PUBG.
The problem with the Fortnite Android is it's very risky in a way. I know I can trust Epic, but you have to turn on allow apps to be installed without allow APKs to be installed that aren't from the Play Store, because Epic will not be putting Fortnite on the Play Store. You have to download it from their website and then install it separately and then download it from that. So
sad.
We all know it's to get around the fees for Google, I think.
Of course. They do take I think they say they take like 50%, don't they?
Yeah,
it's crazy. But yeah, so War Thunder crossplay works. When they get the okay from Sony, they will activate that, and people can go shoot down planes and destroy tanks and Navy ships across platforms.
They planned this initial, whoopsie, we just flipped the switch and it turned on. I bet it was a test. I bet you anything it was a test to see if it could happen. And lo and behold, dogs and cats aren't marrying in the streets, frogs aren't raining down.
Oh no,
on
I
us.
pushed wrong.
Crossplay can fucking work. Just give it to us already and shove all your fucking exclusive licensing deals up your asses. All of you. Thank you.
Wow.
Seriously! What happened to the customer is always right. The real meaning behind it. Give the people what they fucking want. Float out your assholes if you're, we can't, we won't. I'm not singling out Sony. Because we've had this discussion before, and there's a lot to doing something like this, but...
Chris, it took Sega over 25 years to give me what I wanted in Streets of Rage 4. So.
You're right, Garri. You're right. Patience is a virtue, and good things come to those who wait, and all that.
Well, I'll be waiting for my Shadow Hearts title and remaster forever, because it's never going to happen.
If it makes you feel any better, Garri, I really want a Shadow Hearts remaster too, because like everything else you recommend to me in life, only you know what quality really is. So I should just listen to you.
Thanks. This is what I keep telling everybody, but nobody ever listens to me.
Believe in Garri.
Yes. Thank you. Alrighty, moving on to, I guess we can say this is our big main topic. News broke early last week that Konami had released a secret patch.
Super patch?
A secret hotfix patch that made PT unplayable for people who still had it on their hard drive. So before, after they broke up with Kojima, they canceled Silent Hills and they removed it from the PlayStation Store so people could not download it anymore. But those who had already downloaded it and kept it on their system were able to still play it. Now, if you had deleted that demo, you would not be able to re-download it again. Normally. So, yes, there are ways around it. Yeah. We won't talk about it because they're illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't ever forget, people. The internet never forgets. So.
Yeah, everything lives on the internet. Yeah. So one way or another, it's still there. But yes, there was an image that leaked out of a guy on Reddit who had a picture of his PT demos that he couldn't access it. It had a lock on it. For those who don't know, if you're not signed into your account or if you're if you're not connected to the internet, PlayStation Network can't verify the activation of the game, so it puts a little lock on it, stopping you from playing it. This is, of course, only for digital titles. Physical copies you can still play. So it had a lock on it, and he apparently went into the details and saw that his version was updated to 1.01. Of course, that game never received the patch when it came out, or the demo, I should say. And for most people, it remained 1.00. So this fueled a lot of anger and rage, and people attacked Konami before they even saw if theirs was still playable or not. They just assumed it was real because it was Konami, and Konami is the worst. But yes. So word spread like wildfire. It was trending on Twitter, which was crazy because pretty much the trend was PT and then Konami. And then people were like, oh shit, they're redoing, PT. And then people clicked on it and saw all the bad news coming out of that.
Konami's like, oh shit, people are mentioning us. We're relevant again.
And not in a negative light. How's that possible? Oh, wait.
No, it was in a very negative light. But yes, it's been about a week now since that broke, and people can still play it. Obviously, people went and checked if they can still play it. Some more rumors broke out that even if you play it, if you exit the game after you play the demo, like just, hold the PlayStation button and close application, it'll walk you out that way. So people were freaked out that way. Obviously, that didn't happen. I should mention that this was reported by multiple users, of course, but these multiple users could never confirm with a screenshot if theirs was not working. After about half the day went by, I examined the image closely myself and saw that the user was Clint Eastwood and he had no avatar.
The Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Man, I knew he loved PT.
It just said Clint Eastwood and the character, and he had no avatar on his PSN account. And I can understand multiple people being named the same thing. I could believe that there's another Clint Eastwood in the world. I don't know how he would make it his username because I'm sure that was taken day one.
No, that would be his real name.
They're rolling out the name change early.
Garri.
Oh yeah, it would be the real name. You're right. But there is still too many.
Right now, I'm called the Spoopy Ghost.
Awesome. But nobody goes for, what is it now? How long has PT been out? 4 years?
I think so. Something like that.
Came out in 2015.
Yep,
yeah, 4 years. Nobody goes 4 years without an avatar. I don't care who you are.
Well, the avatar bit could also be. See, if he was offline, then the avatar might not have loaded correctly, hence showing the little no avatar symbol.
But if he was offline, that patch would never have downloaded.
That's true.
Well, Garri, as to that argument about the name, the only thing that the avatar, the only thing that I can say is I'm still selecting friends in Dokkan Battle who have an LR Broly rainbowed, and they still have either no name or like one of the default names. They just
I hate playing
change it.
I hate playing Boruto online because the new DLC dropped, and I'm like, I'm gonna go play Orochimaru, and I go into a multiplayer match, and everyone's called Shinobi. I'm like, really? That's just the name you start with. You could type anything, but you'll just go with Shinobi. Okay, good work, man.
Yeah, no, there are some people just want to watch the world burn, Garri. So
yeah, the problem is
no, but continue with your argument though.
The problem with that though is he actually picked the name Clint Eastwood. Most of these people would just like
that was the first thing that gave it away to me.
His name would just be default.
Clint Eastwood. Like, I'm sorry, it just straight went to the actor director for me, and I'm like, I highly doubt at 75 years old he's playing PT.
The only way,
unless he's trying to commit suicide by a heart attack.
The only way I'll accept it's Clint Eastwood is if he had one platinum that was just for that John Woo game on the PS3.
Yes! Now that's a game that needs a remaster.
You know the one I'm talking about with the...
Oh, yeah, Stranglehold.
Stranglehold. Yeah, well, okay, good. I was thinking Stranglehold, and I thought, no, that sounds too problematic.
Yeah. Stranglehold was John Woo's, and then Rise to Honor was Jet Li's, which was also a fantastic combat game on the PS2. Anyways, can I just do a small plug? If you can, go to the website, which is
PSU.com, PlayStation Universe, one of your most independent PlayStation news.
Yes, I love it. Like butter off your tongue. One of our regular hosts, Timothy Nunes, wrote a great article that it breaks everything down so perfectly. It's if you look for the author's name's Timothy Nunes, Nunes, and the article is called "PT's Roller Coaster Shows How Little We Own Video Games." I wish he was here today so he could talk about it, but I wanted to plug it anyways because he did a great breakdown with the input of all of you guys and of course my little input that I give and just did a really really thorough breakdown. I think very.
All I mentioned was
if you're curious. Yes.
All I mentioned was the issue with the physical copies, because even the physical copies, technically, you don't own.
Mm-hmm. They can. I mean, I don't know if it's possible if they could ever get around to locking up your PlayStation. Yeah. Like if we've gone that far, but Tim breaks all of that down in his article.
Technically, recall them off the shelves.
Yes. Exactly. So I don't know. It's
a great article, just breaking down digital and physical and what it all means. And I'm glad he used my quote at the end of his article, where I pretty much said that we are simply paying $60 to rent a game.
Well, literally in Japan, that's the fact.
So
I hate to bring up the Switch here because we're a PlayStation podcast at PSU.com. But look at some of the current games that came out on the Switch in Japan, which are streamable games.
Yep.
Where you can only buy a license for a year. You don't own the game ever. You can't buy the game and stream it forever. You have to. I think it's like a couple of months or a year.
Oh wow.
No, I mean that's basically PlayStation Now. I mean
the difference is though PlayStation Now is a year worth of multiple games. Well, the Resident Evil game is almost, I think, like full price, but you only keep it for a year, and you only get that Resident Evil game. It's not like PS Now where you pay.
It's I believe 2 games now. It's Resident Evil 7 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
And then you also have Phantasy Star Online.
Well, Phantasy Star Online is an MMO, so
it
kind of
makes sense. That's also a streamable game.
Oh, sure. So. Awesome. I'm still waiting for my fully translated into English version of Phantasy Star to come out.
Spoiler, never.
That's available in China, but not in the US.
Spoiler, never.
It's still to be determined on a release date from Sega.
Spoiler, never.
So, yeah,
too many product placements. That's the problem.
The 5th of February.
It's got.
But yes, to go back to this article, I firmly believe that this person was lying. He made it up just to scare people off. He doesn't even have a PlayStation Plus account, which come on,
scrub. Get on everyone else's level. Unless he plays Fantasy 14, then in case I will forgive him.
Oh my god! But Kotaku followed up on the article, and Konami responded to them saying that they, as far as to their knowledge, they did not release any patch to disable PT from users who still have the game installed on their hard drive. So if you can take Konami's word for it, I mean, the wording sounds like they don't know if they released it or not.
I don't know. Tom, did you release anything? No, Bill, you? I spilled my coffee on the console the other day. Could that have caused the problem? I don't know. Get Ted on it.
Someone check Steve from accounting.
God, this is like a Silent Hill HD collection all over again.
Steve, did you?
We don't know what happened.
Steve's like, I'm not sure. I was going to a wedding that day. Maybe I sent I was replying to the RSVP. Maybe I sent it to Sony instead.
Oh my god, dude! Sony, Konami at this point doesn't even need to try and just fuck with fans anymore. Like
I was trying to submit to Sony the new virtual pachinko machines.
Just anything they do, no matter how innocent it is, it's just they always come out as just the jackasses.
Yeah. The email said patch for PT, but what it was supposed to mean was it was supposed to be patch for pachinko terminal.
Oh my god! Release a PT patch? I didn't release a PT patch.
Oh shit! The pachinko terminal patch. Yeah.
Oh man.
And we're being sued by Konami.
For what?
It's okay. We'll work as janitors, I guess. Konami. I mean, everyone else at your place did.
We're all janitors. You're all janitors to me. I am Konami.
I am Konami. Oh my god.
I am Konami. Fear my power of pachinko machines. The god of pachinko.
Pachinko coins come flying out of his fingertips.
But yeah, obviously PT is still very dear to a lot of people. It was Kojima's take on Silent Hill, which we never got to see. Unfortunately, I personally feel like I don't know why he still couldn't make the game, just not call it Silent Hills. He still could have made the exact same horror game, just not in that franchise.
Everybody has felt this way for years. I saw this on Reddit though during the whole PT Silent Hills fiasco years ago. It was like, okay, so you've got Guillermo del Toro and Junji Ito still wanting to make a project with you, and yet you're pumping out Death Stranding and from Parcel Simulator.
Postman Reedus, Reedus and his baby thing.
Oh no! Where was this from? That's the jingle for the show now. I agree with you, Gary, 100%. I know we've talked about it. It's just they should have given us the horror game that everybody wanted, and we thought we were getting it first with Death Stranding. Like, oh, cool, it's going to be all trippy and everything. Yeah. And then I'm very much with you on the gameplay since that E3 that it's just.
I still remember.
I'm interested to see how it's going to work. I am, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything we really wanted, you know?
I still remember that Hideo Kojima conference I was at before PT was announced.
What happened there?
He was talking about how he wanted to do a Silent Hill games, but they wouldn't let him. This was like a couple of years before PT was announced. I was like, oh yeah, and then he's like, oh, I did some test subjects, and I had he said they had like a demo they'd made, and they'd put in like a booth outside, and he couldn't play it. He was too scared.
Is this the same footage that was released of what Silent Hills was supposed to be?
I think so.
Where that really old trailer where he walks down the hallway and the door like starts rotating in different things, and that big fucking dude. That's what I want.
That was years ago at Eurogamer Expo. I got to sit and watch that conference. It was cool. It was around the same time as when Metal Gear Rising got released.
Ben, can I touch you? I just want to feel like vicariously through that same feeling that you got to be in that presence in that room. That's just, I want to experience that.
I found out he was walking around the event afterwards. I didn't get to meet him though.
Oh,
here I am just wanting to meet Yoko Taro.
He was taking pictures of people playing Metal Gear Rising, and anytime someone would try and take pictures of him, he'd take a picture of them instead.
I remember that. That was trending on Reddit a while back too. That he was taking photos of everybody. He's got a great Twitter. If you want a great Twitter to follow, he always posts funny pictures.
Of taking pictures of trees. You remember?
Yeah.
I like how that almost seems normal for him now. That's like a weird fetish to him. It's just like, oh, that's a normal day for me. Yeah, Next week I'm going to take pictures of dogs peeing on fire hydrants or something.
All you'd see on his Twitter was like, oh, I saw this tree today. I saw these trees in London. I saw this tree over here.
Yeah, and it's all metaphor for something, I swear.
Trees.
That's what people are assuming. He's probably just taking pictures of trees, and people are like, oh my god, he's teasing his new game.
This is what they mean when people say he's either completely mad or a genius, because you can't.
I just think he's trying to live his life, and people are assuming he's both of those. Yeah, he's just like taking a picture of a tree, man.
We all have mental problems, okay? Every one of us has mental problems. How do you think Kojima could come up with this stuff?
Like, these look pretty in the sunlight. I mean, it's autumn. The leaves are turning brown. I want a picture.
Yeah, like recently, I believe he's on a tour of other studios. I believe he was just at Sucker Punch.
And
I believe it was.
What you call it as well? Valve.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh my god, he's making episode 3 for Valve." I'm like, "What? No, he's not."
No, he's not.
It's tabloid level. It's fucking tabloid level. You get a picture of him outside a building. It doesn't matter what building it is, and it's millions and millions of rumors about what it could possibly fucking be.
Yeah, no, it was a picture. It was a picture that they took of him and Gabe.
Yeah,
and like they instantly believed, oh my god, Hideo Kojima's gonna work on episode 3. He's like, no, just give up, man. It's over. You're not getting
anything involving Valve just goes crazy. Like, did you see that picture of someone I took of? Because there's a big, massive screen in the office, like on the wall. Like it's sort of like a projector, but it's like not really. It's just like a really thin, flat screen.
I haven't seen this picture.
It was a Gabe meme. You know, one of those like bow down to Gabe memes.
Yeah.
And someone had put on the screen, and then people blew up saying, "Oh, look that Valve's forcing them to praise Gabe at work."
Oh my god.
I was like, no, they probably knew that there's a tour going on and knew that they're like journalists and stuff, you know, and they thought, you know what, let's put a little bit of this for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
You know, screens can be changed to different pictures. That's what they're used for. Moving pictures. With sounds.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit crazy. Like, he was at Sucker Punch. Why didn't no rumors go, oh, Kojima's making a new Infamous game for Sucker Punch? That didn't happen. He's not. Maybe he should finish Death Stranding before he goes off and does...
Garri, come on. We all know the true reason why he'd be at Sucker Punch. It's not for new Infamous. Remember, Kojima makes stealth games. Stealth games
for Ghost of
called
Tsushima.
Snakes.
Oh my god.
Snake is an animal. A raccoon is an animal.
Yes!
Sly Raccoon makes stealth. Hideo Kojima-based Sly Raccoon confirmed.
Oh my god, Metal Gear Sly. I fucking love it. Give it. Give me now. Give me now.
I'm not
Sly,
even
it's Turtle.
Metal Gear Sly. I want it.
Either way,
Hindy.
if you own PT, you still own it. Go play it if you want to. I still don't think they figured out how to finish it. I believe the guy who finished it doesn't even know how he did. I think it's random based.
Yeah, it's all about getting those three, like the baby laugh and the chime, in the right order. But you pretty much just have to go through the room until it happens. Go through the hallway until it happens. And some people can get it in a few minutes. Sometimes it might take hours before it kicks in. But that's the only way to. You can look it up online and see what the most accurate way to do it is. But yeah,
but
there's still
nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's random. To be honest, it's just random.
Well, I mean, how to get the how to actually engage it, like if it happens, what you need to look out for.
Yeah, but let's move on then, shall we? I think we should probably mention the news that came out. What is it? Yesterday, I believe, during BlizzCon. Overwatch is getting 2 new characters.
Oh yes.
Really quickly, one of them, Ash, who I'm all for because she uses a freaking single-shot bolt-action rifle. And I want it because that's my jam. Chris knows that's my jam.
Well,
You gotta buy the other watches.
I know, right? Unless I get it free on PS Plus, you never know.
I doubt it.
Oh, hey, we got Destiny too, so.
Right.
But then again, you have a successful game and a failing game, so there's a big difference. Remind me who the other character was, though. I don't think they showed off a trailer for the.
They didn't show it, so they didn't really show it off. It was just like something in the background. I can't remember who it was exactly.
Something with a P, I believe it was.
Pyro?
Penis. Shit. I promised myself I'd be good. I'm mad at myself.
I was lucky. I got to say all my lewd stuff during the 24-hour stream.
You're all lewd out.
Yeah.
I completely derailed us. I apologize.
Yes, Ash, she's a female cowboy, pretty much. Uses a rifle. She has some pretty cool abilities they showed off. They also released a new animated short between her and... who's the cowboy guy?
McCree.
Yeah, and like the history between them.
It's high noon.
Yes. So go ahead and check that out. The other character's name is Echo, and we don't really know much about her except that she looks like a robot, or an android robot, I should say. So
supposedly, Digital Trends said that Overwatch nearly scrapped Ash and hasn't ruled out retiring characters.
Yeah, there is a chance that old characters may go bye-bye, so have fun with that.
Oh my god, if they start doing that whole thing where they bring it back as like specials, I'm gonna be pissed.
The only way I don't mind that happening is if they only retire it for like ranked PvP.
That would be alright, yeah.
I don't mind that.
Regular stuff.
As long as you can keep playing the character on the modes you like, then that's fine. But if they're just going to limit it, then no.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. Fuck May. You can get rid of her. Fucking Wall. Fuck you, May.
I hate that Wall so much. And I hate her going invincible as well.
Yes, dude. She's the most aggravating character. And yes, 31 flavors and I choose salt. Because fuck May.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Here, I'll tell you what. If Overwatch comes to the Switch, I will buy it. And I'm sure it'll have crossplay, and I will play with you.
No, it won't.
Okay. Well, there goes Ben, just ruining everything, like always.
Well,
thanks, Ben.
I hate to say that, but it doesn't have crossplay on any platform right now, so...
It might.
Blizzard.
You know, I've been very surprised this last year between Streets of Rage 4 and the Onimusha games getting relicensed. So I have been surprised so far, and I could be surprised again. I've learned not to rule anything out.
You never know, man. I mean, nobody thought Diablo would get so much hate, but here we go. So... but yeah, 2 new characters coming to Overwatch.
I kind of want to bring up the new Xenoverse 2 stuff.
Okay,
go for it, dude.
There's going to be a new mode added for free. There's going to be a new paid DLC pack too. DLC pack 8, sorry, it's actually the 8th DLC pack. That'll cost money, but when DLC pack 8 drops, there'll also be a free DLC which will add new costumes, new moves, and a new mode which is 5 versus 1. You can pick 5 different characters, and then one person is a raid boss.
Yes!
So you play as a raid boss versus the 5 other players online. Whoever wins gets like rewards.
You got your Dawkin in my Xenoverse. You put your Xenoverse in my Dawkin!
The only character so far confirmed that we know is going to be Corrupt Masu, Demigra, and Final Mirror. So
Brawley begs to differ. He's like the only real raid boss in the world.
Well, to be fair, Xenoverse has had quite a few decent raid bosses, like Frieza. Frieza was a fun raid boss. See, that's one thing I loved about Xenoverse 2, which I wish they'd advertised more, because it was really annoying that you had to be logged in and just hoped you knew, because the only place that would actually announce when events started was in Japanese. There was no English version of the website.
That is terrible.
But like the Frieza event, because you played Xenoverse, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
The hub world would actually be invaded by Frieza forces.
I remember I saw that. His ship was in the sky. You can see it. It was pretty cool.
And then after you beat a certain amount of Frieza forces, the Ginyu force would appear.
Yes.
And then once you start beating the Ginyu force, once you've beaten enough Frieza forces, Zarbon and Dodoria appeared. Once you've beaten Zarbon and Dodoria, the Ginyu force would appear. And once you've beaten the Ginyu force, first form Frieza would appear. Then once you've beaten first form, you'd go to second, and so forth until you beat Golden. And then after you beat Golden Frieza, Cooler would start appearing. So
that's awesome.
Each one had unique armor as well. Each enemy type had their own armor set. So, but then there was the Goku Black raid, Zamasu raid, Janemba raid, Broly raid,
nice.
Where you'd fight like they'd have a stupid amount of health and could pretty much one-shot you, which is why I'm hoping that the raid enemies get balanced for 5 versus 1, because otherwise it's just going to be stupid. I had to run, I started running the Zamasu Soul set, because you got less healing, but if you got knocked out, you instantly revived, not instantly, but you revived yourself over time instead of having to wait. So you didn't have to waste senzu beans, you could actually revive yourself just by laying on the floor. But you received less healing.
Just by lying on the floor.
Yeah, well, you got knocked out, and then after a while you'd get back up.
So you just like,
yeah.
Oh, I need to regain energy, and you just like lie down for a nap.
I just run into the boss, attack him with everything, get knocked back, killed, and I'm like, I'm back! Just constantly throwing myself.
Oh my god.
Or my build was, I'd have instant transmission plus that as my soul thing, and then the healing one. And then what I would do, because if I died, it didn't matter, but I would just instantly transmission myself to everyone else that got knocked out, because it was 8 versus 1. So anytime another person in my team got knocked out, I just instant transmission to them and revive them, then instant transmission to the next one.
That's a very interesting support strategy. I like it.
That way, even if I got knocked out, it wouldn't matter, because I could just get myself back up.
Strike me down now, and I shall become more powerful.
And then I had the healing zone to heal.
So then, did you change your name to Majin Krillin?
Senzu
Just giving out senzu beans.
I'm dying.
But they've also announced that there'll be new DLC outfits, including a Santa outfit. So that's cool. Hopefully they're not tied to the gift system, because I really hate the gift system. Basically, every so often you can use TP to buy gifts. Now,
wait. You can use toilet paper to buy gifts?
TP medals, trade-in post, I think they're called.
God damn it, Chris.
I'm sorry. I hear TP and I'm sorry, Beavis and Butthead ruined me. And I hear TP and that's all I fucking can think of.
But you have to hand them into, you have to buy the gift, which costs a lot of TP medals, which takes a lot of grinding, or real life money. And I never bothered running the gift systems because it was just too much hassle, because you had to hope that the character was out, hope that the vendor was selling it, and hoped you had enough TP without spending money. So yeah, I hate that.
Sounds pretty much like a Dokkan battle.
Yeah, it does. But Xenoverse 2 is going to have a paid DLC, which we don't know the release date yet. I'm hoping it's not this month because it's going to spoil so much. But there's rumours that it's going to be end of this month, and major spoilers for the movie. But the leaked information says it's going to be Gogeta and Broly. So
I'm so unthrilled.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
So yeah, Gogeta and Broly are supposed to be the next DLC characters. Kind of how like Baby and Kefla were the last ones, which is still random, really, when you think about it. Baby and Kefla. Who picked those two?
Yeah, the dart that they tossed the board with all their pictures up picked it.
You know, I know they couldn't add much because they already have like Jiren here, but they could have gone with Kefla and Toppo, or Kefla and anyone else in the tournament.
Literally anyone else.
UI Roshi.
Yes. We need Ultra Instinct Roshi right away. But alrighty, is that it, Ben?
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, I guess we should move on to, I'm assuming, the last thing we're going to talk about, which is the 20 PlayStation 1 Classic games were finally revealed. Lots of mixed opinions on this. From a lot of people. But yeah, so the list consists of Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube.
Fuck yes! Or as it's called in Europe, Karushi.
Okay, there you go. That's the Japanese name, but okay. I guess that's also the European.
Cool.
Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil The Director's Cut, which is just the first Resident Evil, Revelations Persona, which is just the first Persona game, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, my god, Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms. That is the official 20 games coming with the PlayStation Classic, which releases December 3rd for $100. $99.99.
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse. It definitely could have been better, in my opinion. But yeah, so we had our little game. We picked 15 games. Well, we picked a lot more, but we cut it down to 15 that we believe was going to be, because the first 5 were already revealed. So the results are a lot more interesting than I thought. The 3 of us all guessed at least 4 games that were going to be on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Go us!
And then I, like an idiot, second-guessed myself because I had a lot more of those on my list, and I was like, no, that's not going to be on there. And I got it, and I deleted it.
That's exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did.
So mad at myself.
I've gone with my gut of QI.
You did, Ben.
I did, yes.
You did.
Nobody else in the world would have predicted that.
That was one of your games that I said if you want to add to it, to your list, you can, and you added it at the end.
Yes, nobody in the world would ever have predicted that but me.
There you go. Yeah. So, Ben, of those 20 games, or the 15 that were announced later, you guessed Destruction Derby, Rayman, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, and Intelligent Cube.
I picked the most random ones.
Chris, you stuck with Resident Evil, Battle Arena Toshinden, Destruction Derby, and Rayman.
Yay!
Oh, we're both Rayman buddies.
Yay!
Yeah. And I went and I got 4 with Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, Siphon Filter, and Destruction Derby. So in all this, we all knew Destruction Derby was going to be on this list.
I love it.
Well, it fit the party game aspect because there's 2 controllers. It fit the car, cars, and it fit Destruction. It's perfect.
Well, it was also the first PlayStation 1 Classic that Sony released on the PSN network as well.
And it really is, even to this day, it's still such a fun game. You smash a car into other cars. It actually
holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So
no, I feel like I'm going to claim victory for this, for predicting QI and Street Fighter 2 puzzle. Who would have ever guessed that?
Hey, we all said yes to Puzzle Fighter.
Oh,
Chris and I were just stupid enough to remove it. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
I believed in it, and it's shitty mobile port.
Ben, I vote to give it to you because that IQ just the fact that it was on there, and that you guessed it was going to be on there, and I had forgotten that this game even existed from so long ago. Dude, bravo, good pick.
But yeah,
now you know why I've been so tired recently. I had to fly to Japan. I had to beg Sony.
I could just see Ben like on a tour in there, and they're like, "This is the offices," and blah, 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 and they're going on, and Ben just like sneaks his head into an office and like looks and see, and all he saw was like Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, and like on a paper on some dude's desk, just like hanging out casually. He's like, "That's it. I knew it's going to be on there," and then he caught up with the tour just for this, just to win this.
I went in and like wrote it on the thing, so they put it on the game.
He masterminded it.
He went to the final list and like removed a game and put Intelligent Cube on there instead.
Oh my god! And then they're just like, "Is this right, Intelligent Cube?" Well, it is a PS1 classic technically. All right, throw it in. Nobody even checked. They're like, "Did I put that in there?" Yeah.
Oh man, but this is a list completely different from what Japan is getting.
Yeah.
The PlayStation Classic in Japan launches with different games, and those games are Arc the Lad 2, Armored Core, Battle Arena Toshinden, Devil Dice, Final Fantasy VII, G Darius. I have no idea what that is. Okay, well there is a second one, Gradius Gaiden, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Parasite Eve, Persona, Resident Evil, Ridge Racer Type 4, Saga Frontier, Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms.
And how do I get my hands on the PlayStation one?
See?
The Japanese one?
I'm going to have to
the Japanese
apologize
one.
for Europe for why we probably don't have Parasite Eve.
Because it never came out there?
Yeah, Europe never got Parasite Eve 1, so it's probably a licensing issue. You know, North America and Europe have the same PS1 Classic, so they didn't want to split into 3 different regions, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. I highly doubt Parasite Eve would have made the cutting. I mean, who needs Parasite Eve when you can get Rainbow Six, man?
Who needs Parasite Eve when you got QI?
No, that's true. It's a good puzzle game. It still stands the test of time, man. But yeah, we all had.
I predicted those as well. That didn't. I didn't put them on the list because I knew my gut said no.
But yeah, so there's some different surprises that are missing, in my opinion. What's it called? Gran Turismo, I think, is a big one that I feel is missing. That should have been on that list.
I prefer Ridge Racer.
Yeah, maybe. Ridge Racer Type 4 was a very good Ridge Racer, but Gran Turismo was.
Ridge Racer.
Obviously, Legend of Dragoon, people will always be sour about that. Probably should have made the list. Yeah, plenty. There's a lot of PlayStation.
Legend of Dragoon is another licensing issue.
That's a Sony game, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if we got it here.
I'm pretty sure you did. But either way, just some of the choices just feel too odd. Like Grand Theft Auto. Why not just do Grand Theft Auto 2? It's infinitely better. Why Twisted Metal? Because Twisted Metal 2 is considered the greatest Twisted Metal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't we getting Grand Theft Auto 1 as well?
Yeah, that's what I said. Why 1 when you could have given us 2, which was so much better?
Why 2 when we can have London?
This is true. London came out as well. There's a lot of games on here that I feel probably should be on the list, but I think other games deserved it a lot more. But like Persona, just put Persona 2, Eternal Punishment. Nobody liked the first Persona. There's a reason nobody liked the first Persona. But yeah, still, the list is there. That's what you're getting. People hoping that they'll be able to download more games onto it. This is it. Unless they decide to do a second one later on down the line. I doubt it, but you never know. The only thing I wish these classics did, like all of them, the NES, the Super NES, now the PlayStation 1, I wish they would have let me put in my old discs to play the games, or a cartridge. That's all I want. What?
The sniffle right there just made it.
It makes me sound like, why can't you just make it so I can pop open the lid, put in my PS1 disc, and play whatever the hell I want?
Then it would just increase the cost of the development of the machine. They would then have to have
I don't care.
They'd have to have lasers.
I'll pay an extra $50 to put a CD player in there. Shit is like $10 now anyway.
Find the right shop, and you could probably find somebody who will mod it for you.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that is the list. We all guessed 4, all 3 of us. That was fun. So yeah, should we do a Metacritic this week or?
Nah, let's wrap it up here.
No more times. Alrighty. Well, that was the show. Shout outs, Chris. Any shout outs?
To all our friends, fans, family, staff at PSU. You guys, of course. To the guys who couldn't make it today, Tim, love you. Alphonse, love you. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Devangel. That's DEVANGIEL. And yeah, that's all.
All right, Chille.
I would like to shout out to Maelstrom Radio, She Hills I Tank, Phoenix Down Radio, Musecast XIV, Stage Reborn, The Crucible, all the people that have been doing Extra Life recently. I want to shout out to everyone that's going to FanFest in a week or so. I can't wait to see you guys in Vegas. A shout out to everyone that listens. Thank you for listening. You can contact me at mgr_chili. So yeah, go check out Twitter.
Go ahead.
Second. Also, I'm giving away a mount for Fantasy 14. If you type out #Scarbados to me with a funny joke, you got a chance to win the whale mount worth $30. Ooh.
Yes, you get a virtual horse / animal / whatever the hell it is.
A giant whale.
Wow, that is totally worth it, actually.
It is. It's massive.
Do it.
And 2 people can ride it.
Just 2? It's a giant whale. You can probably fit the whole
you can probably
main group.
It looks like you can fit so much more, but no, only 2 people can ride the giant whale.
Awesome.
But it's $30. So it's also account wide. So any characters you make in the future will get it. So
nice.
Make sure that the jokes you send Ben are fairly disgusting and offensive. Those ones will probably have a good chance of winning.
It's #Scarbados, so.
But they have to send a joke too.
Yeah.
Not just any joke will do.
Yeah, any joke. Take the piss out of Scarborough. That'd be good.
Oh my god. Alrighty, my turn?
Yep.
Shout out to you guys, obviously. Shout out to Ben for letting me host today. It's been fun. Shout out to Tim. I hope your travels are treating you well. Hope to talk to you here pretty soon. Alfonso, I hope that things are going well for you, especially with the stuff that you're going through. I hope to really hear from you on the podcast here soon. You've also been kind of quiet on the Twitters, which makes me sad. But yeah, shout out to my boy Ed, who's going to listen to this, I'm sure. Titanfall is still the best shooter ever. Letting him know. Then that's about it. That's it. That's the show. Nice. The show is ending. This is an episode of Unchained, hosted by Garri, that you should believe in. And I will end it with my own little quote. Is that okay with you, Ben?
Yeah, you're ending.
Yes. In Soviet Russia, PlayStation, play you.
Thanks, Ben.